Yep, and don't mind
Good
me.
evening, everybody. Welcome to Anime-Zing Radio here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm your host, Doug Engler. Joining me in the co-host seat, as always, are co-hosts Miss Angela Rose
Hi, everyone.
and Mr. Darren Starling.
Hello.
Our friend Kaya Tianu is recovering from physical therapy. As many of you know, he was injured at work earlier this year, and so he is going to be taking an extended leave away from the show while he recovers and gets better. So hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later. We wish him all the best. But I hope everybody has been having a wonderful weekend out there. It is hot this week. This week has been miserable.
Hello, John, and yes, it has. Yeah.
But tonight, we are going to focus on the summer anime list for 2026. We're going to look ahead, see what shows we think that it's going to be on our watch list. I have been very bad due to the fact of my schedule has been insane, and I have not really watched any anime in about 3 or 4 weeks. Just because my days have consisted of sleep and work.
I'm right. See, I'm right there with you. I'm only caught up on 3 shows, one of which is a 24 that technically counts as last season, not even this season.
I've not watched anything in a couple of weeks until today. I'm officially caught up on 2, and I was working on a 3rd, but I had to go do something. So I am in the middle of catching up on my Angel.
Yeah, John Knight in the chat says I went to Second and Charles and I got Boruto, Naruto the movie, and the last Naruto the movie Blu-rays. That's cool.
Awesome.
We know you love your Blu-rays, John. He's got to have a huge collection. He's got to have well over 100 Blu-rays.
I'd be curious. That Blu-ray collection might be worth a lot. But
well, physical media as a whole. I mean, look at what the original Disney movies cost now on VHS.
I wish
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know who ended up with those or if they survived. Because we had a bunch of like the classic editions.
We had a lot of originals that we probably just sold in yard sales for 50 cents. Or
I wouldn't.
You could have got them for free from people just tossing them out.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know. My sister might have them, but also my mom might have them. They also might have been part of a yard sale, and who knows. But I own 0 VHS, very little in the way of DVD, and I don't think I own any Blu-ray.
I own quite a bit of Blu-ray, a lot of VHS, and some DVD. They're all, most of the VHS and DVDs at my parents' house. All my Blu-rays are with me.
I don't have a lot of physical media, but that is also just due to tiny living space, and also just I moved around a lot at one point. But John Knight says he's pretty much caught up on Dr. Stone final season part 3, and he's got 3 more episodes to go until the finale. Final season part 3. What are we? Attack on Titan? No.
They started something. Unfortunately, not good.
Dr. Stone, though, I mean, going from basically the Stone Age back to modern day technology, still quite impressive.
Like, I am not knocking Dr. Stone. I've never seen it. so I'm not gonna say anything bad about the show, but
It's great.
I'm more knocking the concept of final season part in parts. Really,
You got to milk it to make that money.
just have one really long season.
Well, it's still good that some shows are getting full adaptations. You know?
I will
And then,
agree.
and
For
then you
better
have
or worse.
ridiculous reincarnation.
Which I
I
still
still
haven't.
haven't watched.
Nope. At this point, I'm going to wait. I'm going to watch this. We're going to do this during a live stream, during a live show at Anki. So y'all can see my reaction in real time.
Anyway, let's get into looking at the animes coming up this season or next season. So we will start off. Get everything situated here. I thought I had it sized, but that was wrong. Saga of Tanya the Evil Season 2.
Hallelujah. Way past due. Speaking of which, was that one you said you were going to start and didn't end, or were you, I don't remember.
It's an isekai, so I probably grumbled at all of you.
Well, still, of all the isekais and isekai quartet, I think this would be the one you would like. I mean, Lolly Hitler. In a World War One-ish setting.
Wait, Hitler in world? No, they did it wrong.
No, the technology and the stuff really looks like is more akin to a World War One setting than it is a World War Two setting.
It actually isn't a bad show. It's not my typical isekai, which is why I think you might enjoy it. Plus, she's a feisty little bitch, and I know you enjoy those.
About to say that's an understatement. Now remind me, Doug, did you watch the movie?
I have not seen the movie, but I did see season 1.
Okay, because the movie, you get to see something else. You get to see someone who can almost match her.
Angela?
Sure.
She just shakes her head. She's like,
Yep.
I'm already catching strays.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Up next, we have Jobless Reincarnation Season 3.
You
Also
two have
right.
fun with that.
So,
We will.
D-Gen the anime.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I'm curious is the red hair girl coming back? I forget her name.
Aries?
Yeah, is Aries coming back in season 3?
We'll see.
Because she had a big part in season 1. Then season 2, she took off in season 1, which left him, season 1 of Jobless Reincarnation, ED the anime. Up next, we have Bleach, 1,000-Year War. I've never seen Bleach, so I don't think I am going to be watching that. I don't know if either of you are Bleach fans.
Nope.
Behind the Supermarket, Smoking with You is up next, a romance.
That one I'm probably going to watch out of curiosity, just because I think that's the one Giga did a video on. I don't remember.
Ross
Or
says he'll
was
be
it
seeing the
changed
first
much
3 episodes
older?
of Bleach in theaters. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
What is the synopsis on this? Soul thing that gets middle-aged Satsuki through his soul-sucking job is a cheerful smile from Yamada, the young woman who works at a nearby 24-hour supermarket he frequents. After every tiring day of getting berated by his boss, Sasuke stops by the store to have his spirit healed by his favorite cashier. After a particularly grueling day, Sasuke shows up at the supermarket only to find that Yamada's shift has already ended. Disappointed, he searches for a place to smoke when a woman from behind the store calls him over to join her. The bold and dangerously playful Tayama is quick to call out Sasuke's peculiar habit of always seeking out her coworker, even going as far as telling Yamada about Sasuke's vested interest in her. Now, in addition to seeing his adored cashier, Yamada, Sasuke also visits the store to see if his new smoking partner, Tayama, is around. But there's more to Tayama's mischievousness than she initially lets on. With every cigarette, an unlikely friendship begins to blossom. I don't know. That could be interesting. I mean, it's an adult cast, so for once, it's a romance that doesn't involve high school or school in some way, shape, or form.
I know. That's maybe.
I'm gonna put that as a maybe. I'm writing down the list. Right now, I've got 3 written down. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games. Season 2, I did not watch season. I think I started season 1. It was like, nope, I'm good.
Ugh, just no. That's a no from me.
Fantasy romance. Harem, isekai, mecha, reincarnation, school.
You lose me.
Typically,
Honestly,
that would be a me show, but I'm gonna pass.
Plus, we're in the summer season where Darren's got very limited time, so he's got to pick and choose what really is going to draw his attention.
Well, contingent on how this summer goes, I may have more time than what I realize.
Don't worry, rainy season will come.
Yeah, but there's no measurable rain in the forecast for at least the next week.
Maybe we can send some your way because we're getting plenty this week. Up next, Grand Blue Season 3. I don't know anything about this show.
it says gag humor, which makes me inclined to believe not for me.
I like some gag humor, but I don't know. Just by looking at the image, I don't know if that's something that I would want to take my time to even look into, especially where I haven't had much time to watch anything recently anyway.
I have to say, Grand Blue Season 3, so you didn't watch Seasons 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. Skeleton Knight in Another World Season 2. So we got, typical thing, a lot of repeats. Season 2 continuation.
Didn't you watch that one?
I did not.
Ross did because he's saying he'll be watching season 2. And hey, look, a girls love fantasy that's not a season 2, 3, 5, whatever. I want to love you till your dying day. But I don't know if that really is for any of us.
Maybe me.
The death of Shina Totsuki's roommate is casually announced at the start of class, and the day carries on as usual. In an orphanage that raised children as soldiers, death is nothing new to the residents, with their home country embroiled in a war that has dragged on for too many years and shows no signs of stopping. The institution's children are sent off to die in battle every day. In contrast to the other orphans, Sheena is deeply disturbed by the ongoing conflict and wishes for it to end. On the night of her roommate's death, Sheena meets a blood-covered girl who remained jubilant despite the condition she was in. The next day, the girl appears as a new student in Sheena's class and introduces herself as Mimi Kagari. Initially thought to be a school myth, Mimi is said to be the secret weapon of the orphanage, a girl who cannot die. Assigned as Sheena's new roommate, Mimi hopes to get along with her and get her accustomed to school life. However, unsettled by Mimi's carefree attitude towards the war, Sheena struggles to accept the world they live in, all while their unusual friendship flourishes amid the bleak situation. Not what I was expecting.
Me neither.
Same, especially when it was listed as Girls Love.
A fantasy girls love school. War and death. What in the actual hell?
I don't know, but I'm
Slightly vested.
Good evening, Jeffrey. Welcome to Anime-Zing Radio, a podcast where we talk anime and other pop culture stuff, plus a lot of nonsense. Tonight we are looking at the summer list of anime 2026, shows that we can expect to start here in a few weeks.
Next up, Clevata Season 2. Didn't see Season 1, so...
Same, I did not see Season 1.
Doug, did you actually catch up with 100 Girlfriends?
I am caught up on 100 Girlfriends, the anime.
Well, the next one on the list is Season 3.
And I can't wait to see how many more random personality traits they add to this idiot's harem.
And then I feel like you also watched Old Country Bumpkin.
I don't remember if I did or not.
Because season two is coming next month.
For back on 100 Girlfriends for just a moment, I am 100 Girlfriends has gone beyond like a good anime to me. It's more of I compare it to like a Howard Stern show. You tune in just to see what kind of chaos and ridiculousness is going to happen. Not that it's a good show, but you're just hooked and you want to see, who else is getting added. What other? It is the show of tropes. So 100% the anti-Angela show.
Exactly. You and I are polar opposites. I feel like Garen might have watched this one.
Which one?
You and I are polar opposites.
Oh yes, absolutely. Didn't finish it. That's something I was trying to do today, but
season 2 is coming.
Ross says that he is going to be watching Polar Opposite season 2. He is on the fence about season 3 of 100 Girlfriends.
Okay, we have finally found one for me.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I forgot this one was due out now.
Next up,
The Elusive Samurai season 2. Never watched season 1.
Neither did I, but it's Cloverworks, which that might have been on my list and I just didn't get to it. Because that sounds like something I would probably watch.
Yeah. And then up next from that, Sparks of Tomorrow, a drama.
Mm-hmm.
Sparks of Tomorrow, an alternative version of the early 20th century where technological progress evolved along a different path, shaped by steam power. Kyoto is blanketed in a constant smoke. A boy, hardened by the loss of his brother, grows distrustful after their shared dream of an age of electricity is cut short. A deeply devout girl hides her dreams and regrets for her deceased mother deep within her heart. When the two cross paths, they set about exploring the streets of the 20th century electrical catalog, a glimpse into the future they long for. Together they must confront their pasts and carve a path towards the future they once believed in. That's just...
That's just what?
I said, that's a lot.
That is. That sounds like, if it's done well, I'd really enjoy it.
Well, at least they're coming up with something somewhat new-ish. I mean, that's definitely a fresh take that I haven't heard before.
That is an alternate history.
Kyoto Animation is the studio for this one.
Oh, wow. So that worth checking out.
Ross says it's going to be on Netflix. Black Torch is up next. Action Supernatural. 17-year-old Jiro Azuma lives a quiet life with his grandfather, utilizing his supernatural ability to speak with animals, to befriend and protect them. Both Jiro and his grandfather are descendants of a long-standing shinobi clan, training in combat to keep the art of battle alive within their family. Jiro's life is thrown into upheaval after rescuing a seemingly normal black cat, Ragu, only to discover that the cat is actually a Mononoke, a demonic spirit that has long been at war with mankind. When a hostile Mononoke comes looking for Ragu, Jiro uses his shinobi training to jump to the cat's defense, but immediately suffers a mortal wound. Faced with the decision of whether or not to devour Jiro's fading energy to restore himself to full power, Ragu instead chooses to give his remaining energy to Jiro, reviving the boy. The transfer also grants him supernatural powers that complement his own shinobi fighting style. This act is witnessed by Ryokutse Shiba, an officer in the Bureau of Espionage whose job revolves around dispatching aggressive Mononoke. Shiba extends Jiro and his grandfather an offer to join the Bureau's new squad, Black Torch, and help them battle powerful Mononoke who seek to devour innocent people. That's different.
That's interesting.
We're getting some, we have complained for years about too many cookie cutter nonsense shows in all genres, not just isekai. We've gotten a couple of new ideas that have come out. I don't know that that's one that I'm going to watch. That's
another maybe for me.
I'm going to put that on the list as maybe check out. Like watch one or two episodes and see. Because for all I know, it could be really, really good, and I'm just sleeping on it.
Kind of where I'm at.
The exiled heavy knight knows how to game the system. Action, adventure, fantasy. Isekai, reincarnation. So another isekai. Nope. Young ladies don't play fighting games is up next. Why does this have a feeling just from the title of there's never a girl online like that gaming one?
I transferred into Kurumi Girls Academy a month ago with the goal of changing herself into a proper lady after meeting the breathtaking Shirayuri. Aya is blown away by her elegance and posterity. Imagine her surprise when she finds Shirayuri after school playing a fighting game. And if that wasn't perplexing enough, she is challenged to a duel by the unladylike Shirayuri. That is just
That just sounds like utter chaos.
that's
Sounds like fun.
that sounds like tropes and just not for me.
And we'll continue with the gaming anime with Hell Mode. The hardcore gamer dominates in another world.
Season 2.
Season 2. I didn't know there was a season 1.
Themes isekai, reincarnation. You have fun
Season
with
1.
that.
Season 1 aired in winter.
I did not watch season 1, so I probably will not watch season 2.
We're finally getting new stuff, and this makes me happy.
Yanni Nico. Yanni is,
Smoker Cat.
yep.
So another
Yanni
smoking anime.
Yanni is a cat girl with a seriously bad smoking habit. She smokes so much her apartment smells like ash and is littered with cigarette butts and plenty of other trash. Every time she tries to quit, she becomes weak to the craving and gives in almost instantly. Will she ever get her life together, or is she doomed to live as a chain-smoking slob forever?
Chain smoker cat, just meh.
I will probably watch this. I'm not going to lie. Just because I'm curious.
I'm so not surprised.
Not that I'm going to become a smoking slob, but I'm just curious as to how good or bad this show actually could be. Jaguar, a witch in Mongolia. Another drama. So this is another new one. In the harem of the Khan, wisdom is beauty. The time, 13th century. The place, Yiki Mongol Ulus, the greatest empire in the world has ever known. The woman, Fatima, hailing from Persia, where medical technique and scientific knowledge have been perfected beyond all precedent. Fatima's desire for a stage where she can put her knowledge to work has brought her to the palace of the Mongols, where she falls under the wing of Toregene, the sixth wife of Ojide.
The second great Khan, a mighty woman with complicated feelings about the direction of the empire. These two women are the axle upon which the politics of the palace and soon the very world will turn. You know, that sounds like it could be really good. It also kind of gives me Apothecary Diary vibes.
Yeah, I will put that as a possibility. Let me add that to my list.
Yeah, same.
I always kick myself for not writing these down as we go through them and then forgetting which ones I said I was going to watch.
Well, that's why I have the app on my phone open while we're doing this, and I'm actually marking the ones I want to at least look at.
Another villainous anime for you, Darren.
I don't watch villainous animes. I watched one and that was enough.
I think I started two different ones. I think I finished like the original villainous anime and then watched the one where the dad gets turned into the villainous, but didn't finish that one. So though I am an inept villainous, fantasy romance.
Yeah. I feel like villainous is the new isekai.
I feel like villainous is the new food. It's not as annoyingly overabundant as isekai, but you're still getting like a lot of food-based anime, Food Wars, Cooking in Another World, Delicious in Dungeon, uh, where you get the
Delicious and
sprinkling in there of like cooking and food type anime, but it's not overbearing yet.
Delicious in Dungeon is a fantastic anime that I will recommend to almost everyone.
I'm not saying it's not.
Why almost?
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's another food anime, and we're seeing those on a regular basis almost every season.
I will actually disagree with that, but okay.
Up next, we have Rich Girl Caretaker. I'm secretly the caregiver of the most popular girl in this rich kid school.
Eh.
That's a me show, and you know it.
Yup. Yup, it is. And Ross says he might skip it. He's not finding interest in the storyline. Yep, this is. I'm gonna say, judging by going by just the art, that looks like a Darren show just because it's got the cutesy art, and it is a love story.
Comedy romance. And then up next,
Tenbin. A neat and pretty girl at the transfer destination was a childhood friend who used to think that she was a boy and played with her. Okay, getting back to long and ridiculous titles.
I was gonna say, please tell me that's a light novel title.
Light novel, comedy, romance, Studio Project Number 9.
So yes, this is very much a light novel, and
so basically, guy reunites with Tomboy. Is that how I'm reading it?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Because how many times do you hear of the anime where the kids grow up together and they think they're a guy, but they're actually a girl, or vice versa?
Yeah, it's one of those tropes.
So that's a maybe for me.
Up next, we have Goodbye Lara, fantasy romance.
Oh, excuse me.
So this looks like The Little Mermaid, the anime?
Long ago, there lived a mermaid princess named Lara. She was raised with love by her father, the king of the sea, and her sisters. One day, Lara fell in love with a human prince who lived on land. It was a forbidden love. So yes, The Little Mermaid anime.
Quite literally.
Yeah. No.
No.
Katakawa. Okay.
Up next, we have Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky. A drama romance. On an April night in Tokyo, still too early for fireworks, university student Kakeru Mano meets a woman named Koharu Fuyutsuki. She is a beautiful girl who stands out from the crowd, laughs a lot, and exudes a warmth that contrasts sharply with Kakeru's own introversion. But there was something Kakeru didn't know at first. She can't see. Unlike Kakeru, Koharu hasn't given up on anything, even with her blindness. She attends university daily, shows interest in clubs, makes friends, and dreams of launching fireworks one day. Kakeru wonders why when she can't even see them. But maybe it doesn't matter, and maybe he can start moving forward too, for the girl who's always been by his side.
That's a maybe for me.
Same.
So we went from deaf to blind. But, I've heard a lot of good things about the anime with the deaf character. So this one has the potential of being really good too.
Yep.
Studio Macaria. I don't know that studio. What have they done?
Not a lot.
Zatsutabi, that's Journey. That was actually pretty good.
I see they did.
That's the only one I recognize.
I recognize Joshing Dropkick.
And what is this one? The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. I've heard of that one too. I didn't see it, but I've heard of that one. I thought the art looked kind of familiar. So they're fairly new, established April 2014, but they've only put out 7 titles.
So they've been around for 12 years, and okay.
I will write that down as a possibility.
And Ross says points out that he's mentioned this one before.
Yeah.
Up next, we have The World is Dancing. Historical performing arts for themes. That's different.
Very Japan oriented.
Yep.
One does not need to dance to live. In 1374, during the turbulent age when the northern and southern courts were locked in conflict, the northern court's shogun, Ashikaga
Yoshimitsu was becoming an increasingly dominant force. Born the son of Kanami, head of the Kanzei troupe of Sarugaku performers, Oniyasha drifts through his days with a hazy question lodged in his heart. Why do people dance? His spirit remains clouded until the day he encounters a dance that is truly good. Curious, sensitive, and strikingly beautiful, the boy meets people, laughs, cries, confronts his own weakness, and slowly begins to shape a new form of dance for a world steeped in impermanence.
So that's a boy. I thought that was a girl.
Welcome to actually, that's history for you. And Ross, you're not wrong. The blind romance is already on my watch, on my radar.
Yeah, I have it written down. That is a possibility for me.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Up next, Tomb Raider King.
Sounds like a manhwa adaptation.
Web manga.
Yep. It's a Korean anime.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And then we have I Became a Legend After My 10-Year-Long Stand. Action adventure fantasy.
Hey Ross, you have a relative in the anime world. The Sorcerer Luck.
The Sorcerer Luck believes this to be the end. Designed by powerful demons, he makes a noble sacrifice of holding back their onslaught while his friends escape, never sleeping or resting. Luck endures the clash of swords, rain of blood, and never-ending stream of enemies. Against all odds, he vanquishes the commander and emerges victorious, only to find that 10 whole years have passed in the meantime. Furthermore, his body has regressed in age to the point where he looks like a mere teenager. Following his triumph, Luck soon reunites with his friends, the hero Eric Imgard Mendrivel and warrior Goron Morton, as they believed Luck to be dead. The pair made sure he went down history as a hero and prepared to quell the rise of the demons themselves, unaware of Luck's feat. With all this in mind, Luck just wants a laid-back life, so he applies as a novice adventurer under the name Locke and sets out on a journey alongside brand new companions. I
Maybe.
don't know. That is a possibility. Definitely not an Angela show.
No, it is not.
Oh, look, Darren, another 999 show. The Villager of level 999.
But I need a season 2 of the other 9999 show.
The 4 nines.
Yes.
Quad 9s for maximum damage.
The other one was, I think it was a...
It was a revenge one.
Yeah.
I'm so not surprised.
Backstabbed in a backwater dungeon.
In this world, the concept of levels exist. Other than those who live off defeating monsters, most people are only around level 1 to 5. What's more, not just anyone can go out to hunt monsters. It's heavily influenced by one's role anointed by God. There are 8 such eligible roles: warrior, fighter, cleric, magician, rogue, merchant, hunter, sorcerer. Those blessed with extraordinary power are divided into 3 types: royalty, heroes, sages. But for the majority of the population, they have no such powers and live by farming or running shops. Towns are developed by those with the weakest role, villagers. For the powerless villagers, going out to hunt monsters is equivalent to committing suicide. But one day, a certain 2-year-old child, given the role of the villager, notices something. Once you defeat a monster, you can earn great wealth. Yeah.
I'm going to put that down as a maybe. That could have potential of being entertaining, if nothing else.
I think that description makes it I don't know if that's for me.
Which is fair. Up next, we have a romance supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiju Girl Caramelise.
Yep.
Why does she look familiar? I think I've seen somebody talk about her before.
There's also been trailers. Basically, every time her emotions spike, she turns into a kaiju.
Okay, yeah, I've heard a little bit about this. I'm not sure if it's for me. Linden Films, they put out some decent stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Doug Ross says it was him that talked about it. And I'm leaning towards this not for me.
The Failed Sages Academy Domination.
Oh. Go back to the previous one. Ross saying, read the story, please.
Synopsis for Kaiju Girl. Koro Akashi is an introverted, quiet, and seemingly normal high school girl. Though accustomed to being alone, her dreary days begin to change when she meets Arata Minami, a bright and handsome boy in her class. Despite his popular status, he is kind enough to reach out to an outcast like her. Soon, Kure finds her heart begins to pound around him. It keeps pounding and pounding and pounding until Kure transforms into a monstrous kaiju. She has a certain affliction. As her embarrassment grows, so do the monstrous appendages from her body. And when it hits peak, she unleashes the full extent of her transformation. At the same time, Beauty meets the kaiju, and Japan faces off against the looming threat of the mysterious monster. Can Minami accept her feelings, or will he too be frightened off by her colossal form? Depending on his decision, the world may experience the full devastation of a girl's heart-pumping youthful love. What? Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, because she likes him and is nervous, she turns into a monster. So sounds about right for a high school girl.
Let's see.
I'm gonna get flack for that one.
It has a vibe from a different anime of similar. There was something similar in another anime. I think it wasn't Gridman.
Honestly,
But not Gridman.
it feels like a take on Beauty and the Beast with the roles reversed.
I don't think that's one that I'm gonna watch.
I might watch that one.
But I could be surprised.
The failed Sage's Academy nomination. The Sage of Wind, Eftal, is a reincarnated human coming from modern Earth. Reincarnated into a new world where magic is real, he decides to devote the entirety of his life in the pursuit of magic. Despite his efforts, though, he discovers that he is absolutely talentless in magic and breathed his last in anguish. But it isn't the end for him just yet. He reincarnates once again, bearing the same name, 400 years later. Having retained his knowledge and power, he steels his resolve and once again sets his sight for the peak of magic. However, in a surprising turn of events, he discovers that magic has terribly declined. In this era where powerful spells are a rarity, his talentless self is now completely unmatched. From the depths of powerlessness to the peak of power, this talentless but peerless mage's journey to the top starts now.
So he dies and dies again.
Sounds like anime from several years ago. The guy literally chooses to reincarnate under the weakest. I think it's like the strongest sorcerer with the weakest crest or something.
Wait. From overshadowed to overpowered, second reincarnation of a talentless sage, a cheating S-rank sorcerer's post-rebirth adventure. What? Wait.
Alternative titles.
Stupidly long light novel. This is gotta be a light
Web
novel.
manga.
Okay.
Source says web manga studio EMT squared.
Well, they're a good studio.
And Square Enix produced it.
Yeah. So it's got potential. I just don't know if it's one I'm going to watch.
Same.
So this studio did Beast Tamer, Doug.
Yep.
And Kuma Bear.
I might give it a chance.
And Descendants of a Bookworm.
Here's another one for at least one of you. Neko to Ryu, the Cat and the Dragon.
That would be Doug. No comment, sir?
I was writing the title down. Cat and the Dragon Fantasy. light novel.
If nothing else, you'll watch it for the pretty art and the dragon and cat girls.
I will probably give it at least one or two episodes. Deep in a forest where ferocious beasts and magical creatures dwell, a cat takes in an orphan baby dragon as one of her own. What is this character?
Something out of your dreams, Doug.
What in the actual hell? I don't know.
And a simple cheese platter stopping in to say hi, bye.
Hello, cheese platter. We love you. Thank you for popping in.
And thank you for being awesome.
And everybody loves cheese.
Yep.
If they don't, they should. Granted, cheese doesn't love everybody. But.
No.
A Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even. How I Crush My Homeland with My Mighty Grimoires. Okay. Alternative title, The Furious Princess Decides to Take Revenge. Elizabeth Layston, the daughter of Haldora's powerful prime minister, is the picture of a refined noble lady and the perfect future queen. But when her fiancé publicly humiliates her, calls off their engagement, and starts spreading nasty rumors about her, Elizabeth reaches her breaking point. Why should her only friend be her loyal maid, and why should she continue to serve a country that doesn't respect her? Elizabeth concludes she won't stand it any longer and will bring down the kingdom, even if it's the last thing she does. As such, she uses her quick wit and, more importantly, her 7 magic grimoires to embark on a quest for revenge. And let her tell you, there will be hell to pay. That is a light novel. Drama fantasy.
Yep.
Hey, look, a fantasy that does not have to do with reincarnation. There's been a few of them this season.
I have to say, or a fantasy that doesn't involve getting kicked out of the hero's party.
Yeah. I don't know if that's up my alley, but anything's possible if I'm bored enough.
Okay, Doug,
Yep.
if that's the case, I have a couple of things for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
And
Process-
she not called a villainess.
I love how when I have an idea, y'all get worried. What is it about my ideas versus y'all's?
I go back to the one anime that you wanted us to watch.
There was nothing wrong with that one.
That was so outside of what I would normally pick.
I know.
Yeah.
I picked one for both of y'all.
He picked. Let's be fair. I loved it and you hated it. That's on brand.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be one or the other.
And I picked one that was a good anime that I figured wouldn't torture anybody. Which was kind of off-brand for me because I'm pretty sure, Angela, you were worried I was going to pick something that you were going to absolutely hate.
I was pleasantly surprised that my knee-jerk reaction to your pick was, this was okay, not for me.
As opposed to, oh God, he made me watch Vending Machine.
I was prepared for literal isekai shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was isekai, but not shit.
it was mediocre.
It was good for isekai standards.
And my brain remains.
And on that note, let's
continue on.
Maybe next time. So I've unsettled Doug, I've unsettled Angela, so that means next time I gotta unsettle Kaya.
Apparently. Granted, Kaya's pick was exactly what I expected.
Agreed.
That
Yeah.
was just exactly what I would have expected from them.
I was half expecting AKB 0048, but knowing how Kaya is, I know he's already seen that.
Uh,
Well, and that was the other thing. I was trying to pick something none of y'all had watched.
I think I succeeded with doing that.
I think I succeeded in doing that too, because I don't think any of you had watched Saint's Magic Power.
Nope.
Nope.
And Kaya enjoyed it, where he finished the first season.
Oh god, we've gone on such a tangent. Ross, I think the one we're talking about is A Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even.
Or were you asking which show was it that Darren chose that Angela liked and I hated?
If that's the case, that would be Doro Hidoro.
Dorohedoro, which is also getting a season 2.
Which means I need to go back and finish season 1. Because that one was good. I
think I surprised Angela by saying that I'm more likely to watch hers than Darren's.
You know what? You did surprise me with that. The Frontier Lord begins with 0 subjects, but it's got sheep. Diaz finally returns home after decades of war. He's hailed a hero and promptly rewarded with his own domain, which turns out to be little more than empty plains. Population 0. Diaz, who has only ever known battle, finds himself at a loss. How is he supposed to survive, let alone cultivate his territory into a thriving, prosperous domain or dominion when there's nothing but grass as far as he can see? Fortunately for Diaz, a horned girl by the name of Alna is about to show him there's more to the plains than meets the eye.
And this one is a just fantasy light novel. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Although this being like a starting from scratch type anime kind of fits in with stuff that I watch.
I was gonna say this looks like not quite Farming Simulator, which is more up your alley than mine.
Yeah. That's a potential. I'm not going to write it down, but I could end up checking it out. I mean, I already have like 10 shows written down that are possibilities.
Whereas I've got maybe 4. The Insipid Prince's furtive grab for the throne. The Adrasia Empire on the Vogel continent. There is a battle over the throne of such an empire that possesses powerful military and vast territory. With the successor undecided, the children of the emperor are vying to expand their power. However, there was one prince that everyone says will definitely not become the emperor, the 7th prince, Arnold Lakes Adler. The young man who was inferior to his younger twin brother in every way, the dull prince, incompetent and lethargic, Arnold wastes every day just playing around. However, behind the scenes, he is one of the only 5 double S-class adventurers called Silver. Seeing the intensifying battle for the throne, he decided, I don't want to die, so let's have my little brother become the emperor. This is the tale of absurd secret maneuvers of the prince who is uninterested in the title of emperor.
Kind of sounds similar to the guild receptionist, because that's all she wants to be, even though she wants to, because she doesn't want the adventurer title. She doesn't want anything in the spotlight. She just wants to stay in the background.
Just wants to not work overtime.
Yeah, she just wants to get out on time.
And this also sounds like Game of Thrones, the anime.
Produced by Katakawa. Studio Maho Film. What else has Maho Film done? Oh, By the Grace of the Gods. Okay, that was a good one.
Leedale, wasn't a fan of that.
Was that Legend of Leedale?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, but I watched it.
This one looks familiar. What is the English title for this one? Playthrough of a certain dude's VR MMO life. No, I did not watch that. But I was thinking MMO, an MMO junkie, but I was wrong. Slime.
Oh wait, it did have a good one I watched. If it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat a demon lord. That one was decent.
I really liked By the Grace of the Gods. That show was really good.
I have not seen anything by this studio.
Moving on. You've got adventure, action, fantasy.
But do we have an English title?
The world's strongest rearguard, labyrinth country's novice seeker. Corporate slave Arihito Atabe's death in a freak bus accident marks the beginning of his new life as a kind of adventurer called a seeker. Reborn into a fantasy world, he settles into a previously unknown job class called rearguard, capable of providing his all-female party with critical attack, defense, and recovery support. And it comes with an added bonus. Simply being at the back of the party lines increases his companion's fondness for him. Freed from the shackles of his corporate life, Arihito is eager to start fresh as a newly minted seeker. Also, Studio Maho Films.
So Maho Films, light novel, produced by Katakawa.
Action, adventure, fantasy, isekai, reincarnation.
That's a maybe.
And that also feels like there's potential for a harem in there.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is.
Especially when it says the all-female party, increases his companion's fondness for him. They all want him. Heroine? Saint? No. I'm an all works maid. And proud of it.
I like maid anime. I will become the world's most wonderful maid. With her skirt fluttering in black and white, the girl shouted, "Her name is Melody, a reincarnated former Japanese girl. She now pursues her dream in her new life, working as an all-purpose maid for the Four Counts family in the kingdom of Theolis. When she makes it, even cheap tea turns into a luxury brew, and a dilapidated mansion is quickly restored to new. Cleaning, serving, hunting, DIY, leave it all to her and her powerful magic. Unbeknownst to Melody, this world is actually an otome game. She is the most powerful and the invincible heroine, the saint, yet she remains oblivious to this fact. Romance with handsome men, attacks by the demon lord, work comes first. A fantasy of misunderstood work that unknowingly shatters destiny. Sounds fun.
That sounds like a Darren show.
It definitely sounds like a Darren show. Fantasy, Isekai Reincarnation, EMT Squared Studio.
Yeah, what can I say? I like maids.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Ross says it's a Darren show.
And he also says just because there is fondness does not mean it will be romance. He's right.
Just saying.
And then we have Hitori-san wants to have a fight even if she reincarnates. What the hell?
There you go, Doug.
Narukami Ryusei is your typical NEET. He spends his days shut in his room playing video games without a care in the world, living a lazy life. But the truth is, Ryusei used to be a powerful demon king in another world. So why not spend this new life doing whatever he wants? Except he wasn't the only one reincarnated in this world. The hero who struck him down is here too, and she is a really cute high school girl. Can Ryusei survive reuniting with his foe in a new world, or will he find himself fighting even in this life?
The devil is a part-timer?
Exactly where my thoughts went.
Skipping this one, hardly I can tell this won't be a romance because of the title. Says Ross.
Comedy, romance, fantasy, reincarnation.
Leadin Films is the studio, which
They put out some good stuff.
yeah,
They
Leadin
got
Films
a lot. They got a lot.
Yep.
Is that which Yermakun?
Yamada and the Seven Witches, yep.
Tokyo
Acacia
Revengers.
Records, Call of the Night, Love and Lies,
Goblin Slayer.
Romeo and Juliet, basically. No,
Berserk.
Juliet Account. Anyway, Last Dungeon. I mean, the Starter Town. Anyway, Magical Senpai, which was fun. The Cells at Work, Killing Bites. The one about May I Ask for One Final Thing, I believe, Rurouni Kenshin. Please put them on Takamine.
Yeah, no, we've got
a lot of bangers in here.
Yes.
Yep. After School Dice Club was really good. Initial D.
Something there's at least one that there's at least each of us has watched at least one.
Yeah.
If not multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Today marks the 15th anniversary of Mappa Studios.
That's it?
I thought they were around longer.
Same.
Oh, they also put out that girl turns into a monster when she falls in love anime.
Yep.
The kaiju one, yep. Miss Monochrome, the animation.
This is why it takes us 2 hours to go through the list, because we sidetrack. What did this studio do?
Yep. And there's a lot. There
is. So this has potential of being good. I might watch it just because it's,
the devil is a part-timer.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards this being a totally decent show, just not for. I don't think it's for me. And Ross says, think about it. If she still wants to fight after reincarnation, that means there's no room for romance.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. And see, I think that's where I'm just like.
And watch this turn out to be the best romance anime of the season. I'm not saying it will be. I'm saying watch it turn into that.
See, that one feels like it's going to try and force romance in there.
Yeah. Well,
and I could be totally wrong, but we've got more Bungo Stray Dogs.
Mm-hmm. Spin-off.
And then Malgumir Magical Girls Inc. Season 2, which I didn't know there was a Season 1 of. But for your Magical Girl anime fans.
Let's see when it aired. Looks like fall of 24.
I don't even remember hearing about that one. It's a weird title, so I probably would have thought about it.
I was going to say, I feel like we did, and I feel like we all kind of looked at it and went, not for me, for our own reasons.
Yeah, I'm not huge into the magical girl style animes.
And I'm just picky.
And then up next, we've got Red River. Anola Story, Heaven by the Red River, different alternative titles for this. Yuri, a pretty Japanese girl, is ecstatic after passing her college entrance exam and having her first kiss with her childhood friend turned boyfriend. However, her luck soon changes. She starts to notice that water becomes agitated whenever she goes near it. One night, hands appear out of a puddle on the street and drag her into the water. Transported to an ancient village in the Middle East, she is then captured by armed troops and taken to the queen's palace for a human sacrifice.
Okay.
Historical time travel for themes.
Eh?
Action, adventure, drama, romance, supernatural.
Skipping Red River because it's from a 90s manga, says Ross.
Not for me, but I'm sure
Um,
there are plenty of people that are going to enjoy that.
Ditto.
Guns
Next.
Blaze Vengeance up next.
Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance.
30 years ago, the sudden appearance of an unknown invasive alien life forms nearly brought about the end of the world. Since then, humanity and these creatures, known as invasion species, have continued to clash over living territory. Although human safety is barely being maintained, the world remains on the brink of collapse. As the threat of death and destruction lingers, people go about their daily lives by turning away from the constant dangers around them. In response, the United Nations establishes Exceeds, an organization tasked with investigating and combating threats caused by the invasion species. The story begins in the far eastern island nation of Mizuho, where Shinai Kuze, a young hunter who exterminates invasive species, lives on a remote island. Wanting nothing more than a quiet life with only her family, her younger sister Setsuna, Shina's routine is disrupted when an unexpected incident occurs, drawing her into a much larger conflict.
This is a Kaya show, 100%.
I will 100% agree with that.
And
Yeah,
also, this series is old. So Lyrical Nanoha, the first adaptation of this series was 2010.
interesting.
And also, all the previous sequels to this series were movies, not series. Because I just went back through all of them.
Up next, the Oblivious Saint can't contain her power. Studio Magic Bus and Picante Circus. I don't know those names.
Lady Carolina.
We'll let you read the synopsis on this one, Mr. Carolina.
Oh, why, thank you. You're too kind, sir. I'm sure it's pronounced Carolina, but I'm going to say Carolina because, well, North Carolina, South Carolina. You get the point. The overlooked daughter of a powerful duke has always believed herself to be the black sheep amid her illustrious kin. Her father is a distinguished prime minister, her elder sister a prodigious mage, destined to become the nation's next saint. In comparison, Carolina resigns herself to a quiet existence in their shadows until a sudden unexpected royal decree alters her destiny, thrusting her into the political marriage with the formidable bloodthirsty prince of the neighboring empire of, let's see, Malcosius, whatever. Determined to prove her worth, Carolina takes a bold step into a world fraught with both political and mortal peril. As royal obligations intertwine with hints of true love and the stirrings of her own latent power, Carolina moves even closer to understanding what it truly means to be exceptional. Huh.
Magic Bus. What have they done?
Quite a bit, apparently.
Uh,
Mostly these look like adult.
yeah, a lot of that looks like adult.
I've seen a handful of them.
So
Let's see, Urusei Yatsura, that one that was like years old that they redid.
It says they have over 100 titles.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, Picante Circus.
They've done
8, and that's all H.
Well, not quite H, but close.
All adult topic.
And Ross says skipping this one because he doesn't think it's going to focus on the romance and he doesn't do political romance.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Wasn't My Happy Marriage supposedly political romance or no?
Yes, it was. Very much so.
But didn't he watch that one?
That one actually focused on the romance. The season 1, really the only politics was the fact that it was an arranged marriage.
Okay.
Season 2 got more political, but also again focused more on the family rivalries.
Oh.
And Ross is saying technically not political. The Ogre's Bride. You're the bride I've been searching for all this time. A Japanese-style Ayakashi Cinderella story. The Ayakashi and the humans coexist in harmony. The Ayakashi, having superior abilities and beautiful appearances, sometimes find their partner among human women, making them their bride. The bride, in exchange for bringing prosperity, receives absolute love from the Ayakashi. Yuzu is constantly compared to her sister, a bride of a demon fox, and is resented by her family every day. One day, when Yuzu just couldn't take things anymore, a man appeared before her on a bridge. This man is the most beautiful man Yuzu has ever seen, and he's calling her his wife. Just be quiet and let me hold you. The most powerful, cold-hearted Ayakashi is pouring his heart out for Yuzu. And Ross says he's watching this one. And I'm not sure. This one, this one's a maybe for me.
I think I'll pass on this one.
Yeah, I don't think that one's for me.
I'm not sure.
Ross is gonna watch this one.
Is it just me, or are we sharing less and less of what we watch every season with Ross?
I feel like that's just part and parcel with us actually watching less.
That too.
I feel like Ross always has a significantly higher amount of shows he watches than any of us.
And I know when I'm like have the time and really can invest, I can watch a few shows. With my schedule having been picking up and constantly changing, so my sleep schedule is all kinds of messed up. I have not been watching much in the way of anime. Plus, I've been recently getting back into gaming and streaming games and stuff like that instead of watching anime when I'm home and sleeping a lot of times when I'm in the hotel. So I've been kind of watching. Plus, this season, there just wasn't a ton. Like, Vending Machine Season 3 was kind of getting meh. There really wasn't a whole lot this season that really grabbed my attention. Although I am curious to continue Witch Hat Ulterior.
Oh my god, it is so good.
The wife and I watched, I think, the first 2 episodes, and we were planning on continuing to watch it together, and then just life got in the way, a lot of craziness with work and that nature.
I will say that is one of the 3 we are caught up on.
And then we fell down the rabbit hole of buying a Switch 2, and my wife discovered Pokemon Picopia, and that's where she is.
Poketopia.
Yeah, Poketopia, and that's where she has been.
Uh, I can't even say anything to that because I've been in a. I'm finally in the end game of Borderlands 4. That's what I've been doing when I haven't been going to the gym, and
And
actually,
I fell down the Tamagotchi life rabbit hole a little bit as well.
uh, the when I actually go to the gym, I tend to watch anime while I'm doing my cardio because it's timed out. It's timed out darn near perfect, where I can do one episode of anime while on a machine, and then go home, take a shower, and go to work, and everyone wins. But continuing on,
Continuing on, we have Victoria of Many Faces. In an age when spies act behind the scenes in every land, Chloe spends her days successfully carrying out even the most difficult mission due to her unparalleled disguise skills and martial abilities. However, after the betrayal of her boss, she suddenly disappears, as Chloe plans to redo her life as the ordinary citizen Victoria in the neighboring kingdom of Ashbury. Striving for a normal life, however, Victoria's peaceful life is abruptly cut short as she begins to get involved with many people. In this new land, her experiences and abilities from her days as a spy come in far more useful than she ever expected. On the other hand, the Second Prince and the pursuer of the organization, amongst others, take an interest in Victoria's strength, and many shadows close in on the one with all the cards in her hand.
see, that sounds fantastic.
That actually does sound really good. I'm writing that one down. That actually,
Same.
this has a Snow White with the red hair vibe to it, just off the synopsis. Only make the main character a former spy. So it'd be like putting Yor in Snow White with the red hair, where the girl goes to a neighboring country, meets the prince, things develop. But it sounds a little bit more also
See,
deeper.
I was getting Spy Family vibes too.
I think that's why you and I are both like, we want to watch this.
Probably.
I was thinking Spy Family, but
But I also have read a lot of like spy type novels. So that's just a subgenre I like.
It was really cool when we got to meet Megan Shipman at Zenkai Con earlier this year, and she busted into Anya's voice talking to my daughter.
This one says fantasy, Ross.
Fantasy. Yeah, it just says fantasy. Doesn't say romance.
It says it's based on a light novel.
And Studio Dean, with Katakawa as a producer. So that is a good studio. Up next. I don't know why, but the next Duke who said, "I have no intention of loving you," is doting on me.
Elsa, the daughter of a fallen aristocrat, receives a marriage proposal from Julius, an elite aristocrat. Why would such a noble man marry me? Elsa was perplexed, but after the wedding, Julius, who until then had been kind and gentle, changed his mind.
Oh, okay. Fantasy romance from a web manga. don't think that's up my alley.
Same. Excuse me.
It just feels like a lot of titles recently have been aristocrats doting on somebody.
It also just so much of this feels the same.
Yeah. I think we've seen the same kind of storyline at least 2 other times in this season alone.
Hanakimi season 2, cross-dressing, love polygon, school anime.
I don't know anything of Hanakimi. I don't know anything about this.
Oh, I remember this one. I remember hearing about this one. This was winter of this year.
AZR Lane, Slow Ahead season 2.
So more Azure Lane. Okay.
My mother-in-law and sister-in-law who don't believe me.
So an anti-Cinderella. This looks like Cinderella the anime. Literally.
Mia is the illegitimate child of a certain prominent family. When her mother dies, she's convinced she knows what awaits her in her new home, a life of servitude and misery at the hands of her wicked stepmother and stepsisters. Yet when she finally meets the woman she expects to treat her like dirt, they actually end up being sweet.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Theme
Cinderella
historical.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Not for me. Ross says he's watching Azure Lane. I feel like this is a Doug show. Speaking of food,
The
Forsaken.
This sounds like a y'all show, or at least Doug.
The Forsaken Saintess and her foodie road trip in another world.
Ren Takanashi, a caregiver in her 30s, was unceremoniously discarded as trash despite being summoned as a saint. However, as a lover of the great outdoors and all things camping, she was blessed with a special skill, survival, as well as another unique skill. Thus, a riveting tale begins, one of sweat, tears, and insatiable hunger, as Rin, together with companions she picked up along the way, leisurely explores this parallel world and savors gourmet cuisine to her heart's content. Or so the story should have gone, but it looks like their road is going in an unexpected direction. Fantasy, gourmet, romance, isekai. EMT squared. I don't know. Maybe? That is a maybe.
That is a not for me.
Nope.
And then up next.
Dad, how many more minutes until bedtime?
Probably less than 30.
Less than. So 20 or 10?
I'll let you know. Or Mom will let you know. So up next, Darasan of Riwa. Mythology. Clouds blacken the sky, and the sheets of rain turn mountain forests into a treacherous maze. A landslide crushes a razor wire fence and buries a no trespassing sign. Two young siblings wander into the dark world where they do not belong, and a long, horrid shadow rears up to meet them. Anyway, so that's how we met Darasan. She might look kind of scary, but just wait until you get to know her. Look, I'm a god of misfortune, okay? Aren't you kids going to freak out about my grotesque visage? I don't know what to make of that. Hello, Nico the Gloom. Welcome in. Welcome in.
And Neko says, been rewatching Girls Band Cry, one of my favorites. I love music animes the same how I love magical girl animes.
That is awesome. I like a lot of music animes as well. Not huge on the magical girl thing side of things, but there's nothing wrong with them. Tonight we are going through all of the summer 2026 animes that are coming out, starting up in July.
Skipping ahead a little bit, please excuse my younger brothers. During spring break at the end of her first year of high school, Ito learns she has to move because her mother is getting remarried. What she didn't expect is suddenly gaining 4 younger stepbrothers under the same roof. Determined to get along with her new family, Ito does her best to adjust, but the eldest brother, Chen, is distant and hard to read. Yet, as they spend more time together, she starts to see glimpses of kindness behind his cool exterior.
Comedy romance. No.
Nope.
Pass.
More Bang Dream. Speaking of music anime.
Featuring a virtual all-girl band, Mujandai Mu-type.
Draw this, then die. That's kind of harsh.
Comedy.
But say, so another one about drawing manga. Haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah.
And we've never seen drawing manga as a comedy.
Comic Girls. Comic Party.
The ones I've watched were dramas or slice of life.
Rip off, Ross says. Yasumi, a first-year high school student living in Oshimiya, loves manga more than anything. When she learns that her long-admired yet long-inactive favorite manga artist Hoshi no Rei will be exhibiting at Kamita, she sets off on a journey to Tokyo. What she doesn't expect, however, is that a fateful encounter at the event will change her life forever. How does one become a manga artist? Ai steps into the world of manga creation, a path she thought she understood, yet knows so little about. This story is a story of a girl taking her first steps down the road of becoming a mangaka. The worst part about this is this feels like right up my alley of let's look behind the scenes of something.
This feels... I don't know. I don't...
Like this has the feeling of like After School Dice Club, where eventually you see one of the characters creating their own board game.
And Ross agrees with me with Comic Girls and Comic Party.
Moving along, we've got Grow Up Show Sunflower Circus.
In Japan, during the height of its economic boom in the mid-1950s, the circus was a form of entertainment that became a central part of many people's lives. The best troupes are permitted to participate in a world-renowned circus collection festival, and many come from all over Japan to compete daily. The story centers on the struggling Sunflower Circus troupe led by ringmaster Maria and a new prodigy that joins her ranks for unknown reasons. Mizuka Tsurumaki is her encounter with the highly individual members of the Sunflower Circus troupe a coincidence or destiny? The one-of-a-kind circus show depicting young girls chasing their dreams began. A1 Pictures.
Theme Performing Arts. I don't know. Produced by Aniplex.
What?
You did that way too well.
Why, thank you.
Agreed.
You won't get the Nico out of me, but I can do others.
We got Nico somewhere.
Animation entertainment. You should watch it.
Recommendation from Mr. Iwamoto.
A supernatural anime. The 1910s, Iwamoto Kudo, a student at Suho Junior High School under direct command of the Army, is investigating paranormal phenomena across the country as per military instruction. In a village rumored to have black snow, he meets a boy with special powers who believes them to be an illness. Though Iwamoto's support, he realizes they might have something in common and receives a recommendation to the school. Mysteries await Iwamoto at each place he visits. A romantic tale of this era begins to unravel.
So, World War I era?
Historical military for a theme. Supernatural manga.
And Studio Dean. I don't know.
Studio Dean has a lot of good stuff.
We'll agree with that.
I don't feel this is up my alley. I feel if any of us were going to give it a chance, it would be more Angela, because I know you enjoy supernatural and
I
historical.
do enjoy historical, and that's a maybe from me.
Iron Walk John. Up next. More food. I like how I say there seems to be more food-based anime. Angela disagrees. We continue the list, and we've come across 2.
You know, I'm not.
So it's a take on food wars to an extent. Food should either be made for the customer or for competition.
I think I'm good.
So,
And going back to the circus one, Ross says this sounds like Ringling Brothers girl version.
You know, Ross, I actually did. The thought that came to mind for me was Greatest Showman, which is a version of that story. So yeah, I agree.
So if it was Ringling Brothers girl version, would that consider it the Ringling Sisters?
But I'm saying.
Up next, we have Saved by the Ice Cold Prince's Embrace. Another prince finds girl, ... As the element daughter of a count and his maid, Katrina was born into miserable circumstances, and now that she's lost her mother, the treatment from her stepsister and stepmother, the countess, has only grown worse. One day, her stepsister receives a royal order to move to the northern outskirts due to her unseemly behavior at a recent party. There, she is to learn proper conduct under the tutelage of the resident prince, rumored to be a cruel man. Not wanting to subject her daughter to such punishment, the countess decides to send Katrina instead. Katrina arrives in the north, shaking in fear, but contrary to the stories, the merciless and cold-hearted prince is kinder than she believed. Might the pure-hearted Katrina find love in the wintry countryside? Fantasy romance. Imagine Works Studio. I've heard of them. I have not heard of Imagica Infos. Ross says he is skipping this one. Let's go Kakigumi. Comedy supernatural. Does not look like anything I would want to watch. We're now getting into some of the lower ranked. We're hitting the under 2.5s now.
mm-hmm.
Devious Dust, Perfect Addiction, a Boys Love Anime.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Darren's falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's agreeing, which
means what? Elaborate. I'm curious.
means I don't know, which means it might actually be true. That's as far as I was going.
Fist of the North Star Part 2 is rounding out for the new stuff. We have ONA, My Hero Academia, I'm a Hero 2, and the Ribbon Hero. So for the fans of Boku no Hero, you get an ONA coming out in August. Movies. More Madoka Magica movie. 4. Sekiro no Defeat. Playing death games to put food on the table. To You and Beyond movie. Mystery romance.
More Madoka Magica.
More Madoka Magica.
More Sword Art Online.
Where do you see
Right here, Unanswered Butterfly.
Ah.
Chikawa movie. Shin-Chan movie. 34 movies of Shin-Chan. What the actual hell?
I will say with Sword Art, if it doesn't have Alice,
That's what
I'm
it says.
curious now because
So this is the world's first full-dive VR MMO. Sword Art Online, known as SAO, was meant to be a dream come true. Has instantly transformed into a deadly game.
It's a promotional tie-in movie for the video game.
Ah, okay.
So the black, so it's basically 2 previously unseen characters. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
And Ross wanted to see To You in the Beyond movie. This one is a mystery romance. Kazuki Tsukai's is a high school boy who carries a certain secret. In search of a place where no one knows him, he enrolls in Sakajimiya High School on a remote island. On Sakajimiya, there's a place known as the Cove of Spiriting Away. One early summer day, Kazuki finds a girl lying unconscious in the cove. The girl, Nanano, 16 years old, later regains consciousness in the hospital, but her identity remains unknown. What is the meaning behind the word 1974 that she murmured? A touching boy meets girl story.
Well, all right.
And that movie is scheduled to air, at least in Japan, on July 4th.
Let's see.
Special One Piece heroines.
You missed a couple.
Which ones? Demon Agent?
No.
All Wishes Come True?
No, let's see. My classmate's a sexy actress, and now we live together.
Where was that one?
Near the bottom. And let's see, what else did we have? You also missed Kamui-san in the back. Let's see. What else? Harem Shima Yoga, let's see, Deco X Deco the animation, Pure X Holic. You do realize I turned the filter off, right?
You turned the filter off?
Yes, I turned the filter off. Two of them were in the regular season. The others were OVA of, well, you know.
Yeah, I did not see those pop up on my list.
And
Yeah.
Mario
Like I
says,
said, you got to turn off the. It's nothing explicit. They should. Well, actually, the top two are fine. The bottom one's not so much.
and Mario says, honestly, there isn't much I want to see this season.
Well, hello to you too.
And Ross says, hey, Doug, what's that firework anime in the movie list?
Firework anime in the movie list. Let's pull that up. It is You, Fireworks, and Our Promise. Set around the Nakagawa Festival Grand Fireworks Show, one of Japan's 3 major fireworks displays. The story follows 2 high school students, Makoto and Akira. Though they live far apart in Tokyo and have never met, their lives are unexpectedly brought together by a single mysterious painting of a firework. Drawn together by the strange connection, the two grow closer as time runs short. As festival approaches, Makoto and Akira are faced with a decision that will change their futures forever. And hello, Mario. It's great to see you. I hope that you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. Hopefully
He's
things are good.
You're hiding the whole time.
That's okay. We love the lurkers as much as the people who interact. Anybody who comes in and hangs out with us, we appreciate all of you.
Yep, that we do.
Also want to give a quick shout out to a new VTuber friend that I've made recently, Konako Urasaki, who is currently streaming over on her Twitch channel. She is playing Final Fantasy XIV. So anybody that's interested in showing some support to a new friend of the show, please head over and check her out. Give her a follow, support her as she plays games, she does art. She's kind of a variety Twitch streamer. Enjoy her content, and she's been tuning in quite often when I've just been streaming games lately. So I want to give shout outs where I can.
That's a throwback, Ross. And apparently the cast of the movie The Sandlot is reuniting for a grown-up version called Dugout Dads. And wow, that's a throwback.
That is a throwback.
To be fair, I loved that movie when I was a kid.
For those of you interested out there, there is a big event that's going to be happening down in Philadelphia on July 4th. The Union Pacific steam locomotive known as the Big Boy is making an East Coast tour, currently in Scranton, Pennsylvania at Steamtown. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing to see this massive piece of equipment under power on the East Coast. Usually it's reserved for West Coast travel, but in honor of celebrating America's 250th anniversary, they are shipping it east. It's, like I said, it's currently in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and it's going to make my life living hell over the next few weeks. Because it's scheduled to come through this area July 2nd on the way to Philly, which means traffic is going to suck. I know that there's going to be a million people everywhere, so the rail fan that I once was is now going to become a thorn in my side. Because this thing is going to be coming through, and I know there's going to be people everywhere. That being said, however, if I do get a day off when it is passing through, I do want to get pictures and video of it, because, like I said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, probably never to be seen under power in this area again. Ross says, we got a huge legend cast for Arkansas Comic-Con this September, but not getting his hopes up so far until it gets close, because guests could back out.
Yeah, that happens a lot up here.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look at, just because Ross brought it up. Let's have some fun and take a look at what the guest list looks like, since we have some time. Maya Nawe, let's see here. Mei
Ming
Hong,
Wen, that's huge.
Danny Trejo, Saraya, Peter Weller, Mei Hong. So one of the K-pop demon girls. Kim Rhodes, David Yost from Power Rangers, Kane Hodder, for you horror fans out there, Ryan Colt Levy, Sarah Wiedenheft, Regan Murdoch, Spencer Grammer. So yeah, they have some good voice actors that are there. Sarah Wiedenheft, best known as Toru from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And also I think that's Power. So yeah, they've got some good guests that are featured for Arkansas Comic Con. But that being said, I hope everybody out there has been staying safe. We are hitting the warmer months. Stay hydrated out there. It's important to stay hydrated. I've been getting yelled at because I have not been drinking a lot of water when I've been not on the road.
I came real close to getting heat sick yesterday because I spent way too much time walking around outside, even with fluids. It wasn't enough. So yeah, stay safe out there.
I do have water with me, as you can see here.
Ross, Big Comfy Couch was too late for my time.
That was a me show when I was a kid.
My baby sister watched it a little bit, but I was not really paying attention. But I know of it.
I never watched Big Comfy Couch. John Knight says today is Flag Day. And I just realized that July 4th this year falls on a Saturday.
That it does.
I'm really curious, considering we got July 4th off a couple years ago, given the significance of this one, if we're actually going to close, or at least close early this year.
I guarantee I will still have to work.
It's already been confirmed that I will have that Friday off for the long weekend.
Ooh, lucky you. I mean, I'm probably gonna have yards to do regardless, but at the same time.
And Ross says, before the show ends, my review for Scary Movie wasn't good. 10 years packing in for 1 hour, 30-minute movie. When I got out, could not remember the movie an hour after I watched it. So not much funny.
So a time filler, not exactly a time enjoyer. Speaking of movies, a local theater here in town has been renovated and reopened, and my wife and daughter went to watch Ponyo yesterday. So seeing a classic Studio Ghibli in the theater.
On the note of movie theaters and going to see movies, apparently, now I didn't look up the numbers, but apparently Mandalorian has been doing absolutely garbage in the theaters. And I don't know if that is because we have been, like, the people have been trained to watch it on streaming, but that's very interesting. And I thought worth sharing since somebody else brought up movies.
Yeah. The movie I am really excited about seeing still, Spaceballs 2.
The Search for More Money.
Which is great considering the fact of all the little like quirks and stuff they put in the original. And they even gave the title back in the original back in the day. And now it's finally coming to fruition.
Yep.
I fell down the rabbit hole on YouTube of watching 15 facts you didn't know about movie X. And that was one of the movies that I watched.
Now, one of the ones I'm really looking forward to, and we already bought our tickets for it later on, is The Odyssey.
By Honda. And Darren, I think we are getting what you are lacking right now. I think I just heard rain pounding outside.
The rain started here right before I logged on.
So he is now jealous. I'm sure he's not going to travel to Pennsylvania or Massachusetts to mow lawns.
No.
Well, I technically could have. Well, I technically could have offered services while I was up there, picking up that mower, but... And ironically, I picked the day that your landscaper showed up, too.
Yeah.
Landscape? What's that?
One of the advantages of living in an apartment community.
I don't have a yard, so there's that.
Yeah. I know when we look for a house, I want to have a decent yard, decent enough sized fenced in yard that I could use a riding lawnmower, because I miss that. I enjoyed using riding lawnmowers, but I have to be home to do that.
Ross says, I'm looking forward to watching the horror movie The Ice Cream Man and Eli Roth film, the same director of the Thanksgiving horror movie, coming out August 7th.
But on that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight as we looked ahead at the summer anime of 2026. What do I have on here? 3, 5, 10. I got 14 shows written down, and like 5 of them have maybe next to them.
I've got 6. Most of them are maybes.
I've got maybe 4.
And much to people's surprise, Angela and I do have at least one of the same.
Yep.
Victoria of Many Faces.
Now watch the only thing I actually stay on top of be Ghost in the Shell.
Watch the only thing I stay on top of be Jobless Reincarnation Season 3 and 100 Girlfriends.
Yeah. But on that note, I think it's bedtime for everyone.
Kinda. I got home about 2:30ish. Slept for a few hours, so I'll be up for a little bit longer. But it is time to say good night to all of you amazing people. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you again next week here for more Anime-Zing Radio on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.